What a terrific night. We do appreciate you, Jay, you know. We really do. Even though we know Hazel does most of the work.
Oh, you figured that out?
So this book is the first of three, and it opens with a form I've never actually worked with before. There's a whole story behind this, but the way I think of it now is that these are basically word clouds that are sort of condensing into the time of the event, because the event of this city is in a very particular time. It's the thinking in the poems comes out of a conversation with a poem by Charles Olson. Some of you probably know Charles Olson's work, called Poem 143, The Festival Aspect, in which he himself has a conversation with an old Hindu myth about the three towns that the demons take over and compact into one town, and everything goes haywire until Krishna shoots an arrow and the three towns emerge again into their own specificities. So I found it to be a really provocative and interesting poem, and I wanted to explore the three towns. This is the first town. This is called, actually I'm going to read you the last one. That's what I'm doing. That's what the one Victor said I should read. This is, so there's three books, and each book has three parts, and then there's 6 poems in each part. And this is the final poem. And part of the process of this poem was trying to figure out how to, well, you have to keep it honest, right? And you can't resort to stuff that's already been articulated around the particular energies and direction. This is so there's a lot of stuff in here that's about form. This is the last poem of this particular book, and it's called No Further Adieu. Having reached the end, returns godly reminiscences to originary impulses' boundary fetish. Maybe not boundary as breath on neck announces skin, more like a fence through dappled meadow, a real fence, no doubt, but reeking of overripe metaphors. Relief of the end is a kind of meadow, and therefore dappled, a state of interruption tumbling out of trees, some of which are oak, birch, and sugar maple, at least in memory. Wind telegraphs it, and edges flutter, delight, a question best left hanging, a state suspended in light of dappled meadow, which may take tautology to a level of impertinent signals, the kind that lose you or leave you overlooked by the mainstream, which is busy reiterating pre-established cartological conundrums, ironically inflected to indicate subtle distances and taste for great literature. If it bids awakening, it remains a silent partner, though the stakes become astronomical, translated into blue light of stars whose distances wheel along boundary. Adieu calls to attention, to hear. That supple shift of weight yields the world in spades. Anyway, it's a place to start infrequent engagements with enormous instances of lapsed terminal nostalgia, thus getting on with it, no further being a prod because certain limits resist easy placement. Returning to delight's surprising instance was ordained by virtue of some difficult-to-define authority often omitted from list of admissible proclivities. But maybe further interrupts it, leaves it behind, and delight is cut loose. Maybe no further's boundary leaves adieu in the dust of a passage delight claims to have elaborated in clear flutters, signaling another city, not so much beyond as within, the way a dream is within the arms of nether, a boundary of such disproportionate nebulosity as to make a bay blush. 5 a.m., July 4th, 2012. And then it is breath on neck, announcing skin, even as the fence continues to demand its dispensations and formations, and the meadow shakes off metaphorical implications and dapples as if life depended on it. Thank you.